Here we are in sunny Devon, late in the evening. Get a piece of timber like this. This is oak, soaked in wood, soaked in water. You put it in one of these devices, and with the draw knife you then shave it down, and this is to anchor into cob. Cob consists of the subsoil from the floors around here, which we dug out, with clay soil mixed with sand and straw. This produces a lovely sticky mess, which was traditionally used to build walls and barns, and well, walls of this building are all made of cob on a base of stone. And so you make these pegs which are tapered so that they help to anchor the cob into the wall. The cob is then thrown into place, around these pegs, and these pegs, because they're tapered, will help anchor it into place. And you're probably asking, well, why don't you use dowling rod? Well, you don't use dowling rod because it's not tapered, and it's also more expensive. This is a lot cheaper, as long as you can do them fast, like I can't. And by making these things like this, using the oak, you're not only providing yourself with some fuel for the fire, some nice kindling, but you're also keeping yourself warm at the same time, because it's bloody freezing at the moment, excuse my French. And after we've finished the cob work, we have to wait a couple of weeks for the cob to dry, and then we'll be lime rendering the outside of the building to further finish it off, and then presumably it'll be painted. Now, I'm not very skilled at this, but it'll do. So it's like that, and a little bit there, take that off, and then these are then hammered into the wall, and at an angle, rather than straight in. There's a lot of books will tell you to do, but we prefer to put them in at an angle. Anyway, there's your knife, nice sharp blade on it. That'll do for the fire later, and when you want to start your fire. And then when you come out here, this is all cob in here. Cob is a very cheap traditional building material that involves the subsoil and straw and sand and water, and you produce this very sticky mess, which is then thrown onto the wall, because you can't apply it with a trowel, it's too dense. These are former beehives which were used in this building here. These are lovely granite gateways, and as you can see around the windows there, that's about a day's work, which is about 5 or 6 square meters. The pegs, you can clearly see, are there in the wall, and you put them in for your depth and then cut them off flush at a later date. This whole building will be lime rendered, and as you can see, there's a considerable amount of work to be done. Where this line here is, this was the original end of the edge of the building, and this bit to the left was added as an afterthought, or added as an extra bit for the building. Thatch roof, and down this end over here, we can see we knocked a hole through the cob there to put a window in. And then down here is a wonderful bit of kit, which is a smoking room, smoking chamber, where the farmers of old, because they didn't have fridges, would put their meat in, and they'd have what's called a cold fire, which is a fire with lots of smoke, very little heat. This would produce lots of smoke and smoke your meats and cheeses and other things. This is a cob barn. Used to have a thatched roof. As you can see, it's in a sorry state of repair. I made these balls earlier. See how long they dry. Threw that in there earlier, that you can just drop it in place. And Bob's your uncle. There's, as you can see, a hell of a lot of work to be done. And we've been here so far. This is the 5th week. And in this time we've put in new oak lintels on all of the windows and dug out all 3 floors inside down to the correct footings. This is on the edge of Dartmoor, about 10 miles from Exeter.